The samurai code of honor affected every part of their lives. My mentality is that of a samurai. I would rather commit seppuku than fail. At the moment of victory, tighten the straps of your helmet. It's actually the samurai spirit, which is no fear and never give up. A samurai should always be prepared for death, whether his own or someone else's. The story of the samurai warriors charts the rise and fall of the most skilled and courageous group of elite combatants the world has ever seen. Although the samurai are well known for their use of the sword, they began as skilled mountain archers and used a variety of weapons, including longbows, spears, and firearms. Two of the most remarkable aspects of samurai culture are Bushido, a strict philosophy which places absolute loyalty to the master above all else, and seppuku, ritual suicide, performed in preference to dishonor. Growing a mustache was one of the disciplines of a samurai, so that his head would not be thrown away upon his death. Samurai girls did not receive formal education, but they were expected to run their husband's estate while they were away at war. The samurai lived by a code of honor, not unlike the code that you live by. It's called the Bushido. That was never written down, was always something the samurai knew, and it was handed down from one warrior to another. I look at the samurai because they were the artists of their time. What I think struck me when I read Bushido is compassion. If there's no one there to help, go out and find someone to help. That hit me because I try to lead my life like that. Samurai culture did exist really for hundreds of years, and the notion of people trying to create some sort of a moral code, the idea that there existed certain behaviors that could be celebrated and that could be operative in a life. Bushido as an independent code of ethics may vanish, but its power will not perish from the earth. Its schools of martial prowess or civic honor may be demolished, but its light and its glory will long survive their ruins. Bushido is about experiencing life in every breath, seeing life in the simplest of things. There is beauty and honor in that. Bushido refers not only to martial rectitude, but personal rectitude. We understand that in serving each other, we serve our own interests. In serving our world serves us, allowing us to live in harmony with it. As a samurai, I must strengthen my character. As a human being, I must perfect my spirit. Everyone feels fear. What a samurai or warrior is what you do when you feel fear. A samurai must remain calm at all times, even in the face of danger. The true meaning of the samurai is one who serves and adheres to the power of love. Every samurai home had a soothing, artistically designed garden that served as a hideaway for thought and prayer. The samurai castle is the grandest example of the blending of beauty and practicality in the Japanese arts. Working on the samurai sword is Very different because your body position has to be very still. It's a much quieter way of fighting. Katana, the sword of samurai too, became an integral part of the warriors at that time, as the honor of the samurai resided in his sword. The craftsmanship or making the perfect katana grew as an art. The sword was a very elegant weapon in the days of the samurai. You had honor and chivalry much like the knights, and yet it was a gruesome and horrific weapon. A samurai will use a toothpick even though he has not eaten. Inside the skin of a dog, outside the hide of a tiger. The person who practices an art is an artist, not a samurai, and one should have the intention of being called a samurai. I have found that the way of the samurai is death. This means that when you are compelled to choose between life and death, you must quickly choose death. To a great extent, the story of a samurai has been the story of Japan during most of the past millennium, and it is surely premature to relegate the samurai tradition entirely to the past. Samurai were feudal lords who mostly ruled farmland, but as more and more people moved to larger cities, such as Tokyo, the samurai began to lose their influence and wealth. The samurai no longer exist, but even today, they capture our imagination with their skill, their loyalty, and their fearlessness. The word samurai itself is a synonym, as they are the great, ferocious aristocratic warriors in the history of the country.